morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everybody. Stephen Alexander, no, I did not sell everything and no longer stream. Don't worry, guys, I'm here. The community is here, and we are ready for the last trading day of the week. I'll let the intro get started, get you guys hyped, and then we'll talk about what the hell's going on in this crypto world, this stock market world right now. See you soon. Don't you worry, I'm back. How's it going, everybody, for Friday? Now, that was a real mute. I muted when I was talking before. So, yes, you are correct. You've got me. The mute button strikes again on the stream. But don't worry, it's Friday. I'm allowed to. I've been sick this week, feeling a bit better today. It's all good. Here we have the ramifications of the Biden tax, which actually we knew was coming. The market knew it was coming. Everyone knew it was coming. It's an excuse. Why not? The chat's gone wild. No, Donkin Dave, I wasn't screwing with you. This is absolutely what happened. All right, so S&P 500 returns 6 months before rate hike. We see it's bad. 6 months after rate hike, we see it's good. Look, actually has very different changes approximately against anything else. But what I noticed here is interesting is S&P 500 PE change after rate hikes. Look at this. Massive percentage gains here in the PE. Guess it makes sense. If you sell off 5, then it's going to put on around 7 or 8 anyway. So it looks like the stock market could be in for a rough May. I had a bit of a community poll today. Most people were just saying, I like pie, because I gave you 3 options, bull, bear, or a pie. And it turns out that about 30% of you really don't care about where the market's going right now. Completely neutral, and pie wins the day. However, the rest of you were mostly bearish. I think it was around 40% bearish, and then the rest. I do love it when people text me and they say, oh, Tom, you're muted. I'm going to pick up on it pretty quick because I do read the chat. Let's go over to what's going on in the market. So we saw Intel, we saw Snap come out with their announcements yesterday. We'll check them out in the pre-market today, something we should be looking at. Snap kind of hit, Intel hit, but missed in the core business, which was a bit of a failure. But I think today we're talking about this. We're talking about crypto because it's crashing. Or is it? Let's have a look at this Bitcoin price after halving's results. And you know I love this chart. Wait, it's not showing properly. Let me bring it across so we can zoom that beastie in. I'll bring it over here so you can see it. Now, don't worry about the prices because the prices, I believe, are completely wrong. But what I think is more correct here is this section. So notice that there's a sell-off that occurs here. There's a flattening and then a dip sell-off that occurs here. So this is the 12 run, the 16 run, and then, of course, where we are now. So the 16, 17 run. We were due for a bit of a correction here. Now, is this the end? To me, it seems unlikely. And I'll explain why. Doge had me worried. The Doge coin had me worried, guys. I was worried for the crypto market because the Doge kind of, when it was going up, when it became 50 billion, almost unbelievable. What is that usually a symptom of? The end of a cycle, the mass euphoria in a market. However, Bitcoin didn't go euphoric. So because Bitcoin didn't go euphoric and out of control, and people were mostly euphoric in one particular coin, and Doge has had this before, I'm still feeling like there's more in this and the cycle could continue. What do you guys think? Do you reckon this is the end for crypto with the Biden tax, with everything else that's going on? Is it the end? In your opinion, yes or no? I think correction at this stage. And there's a few good reasons why. Number one, there's still a lot of bullish sentiment. Number two, I believe there's still more money on the sidelines, whether that be corporate money, whether that be nasty bankers, whether that be retail people that have a bit of extra money for the dips. I believe there's still more money to suck into this euphoric movement. There's still some people that haven't bought into the hype. Last time round, everyone was buying it. Do you still have friends out there that haven't been purchasing crypto? Brent Masenko says, crypto is trash, Tom. Luke Hoffman says, not the end. Leon Shepin says, no. Craig Benton says, hell no, pretty much. And then Terry Chow says, it is the end with an exclamation mark. Most people saying, no, not the end. I think crypto will be bigger, says nope. Ha ha, lol, what? Well, you've got a very good name there, so I'm sure it is going to be a little bit bigger. Usually with all market cycles, you have a euphoric bust off. So what I mean by that is the end comes like this. Bang. All right. It happened over here. It happened last time. Look, euphoric, absolute beast run. Now, this was a euphoric run, the start, don't get me wrong. And then the bust. And this last time over here where we've been has been pretty euphoric as well. But what I'm saying is there seems to be two euphoric runs, and we've only had one crazy euphoric Bitcoin run. It was ordained almost that crypto would be here, that we would see the altcoins rise up. We've seen Ethereum come back into focus. I really feel like this chart is not getting enough love. And I do still feel that we're on track for the exact same play out as 2017, but it is sped up. Everything is slightly faster. So let's get into the charts right now. Most of the community says it's going to be huge. It's going to be not the end. Crypto is running with the stocks, some people are saying. There's a whole bunch of different opinions coming in here. If crypto was running with the stocks, the stock market would be crashing right now. The stock market really needs to fall around 5% to notice correlation with Bitcoin. So when the stock market falls around 5%, you usually see huge amounts of pickup. Let's have a look here at this quick list, and you can see where all the buying purchases are coming in. You can also see the lines here on the right-hand side. Might be a little bit hard for you to spot, so I'll just let you know how many Bitcoins are at certain levels. So you've got an aggregated level here of around 1,353 Bitcoins at 47,000. You have pretty weak, light volume between the levels of 53,000 and probably around 47, 48. Okay, there's just not that much volume of Bitcoins in between these two zones. So the chance it hovers between somewhere around these lows, these 47, 48, and the 53 mark is high. And you can see why there's a huge amount of selling though at 53. Suddenly at 53, you've got 1,000 Bitcoins. So you do have some big aggregated volume around these two zones. So you know really where things get changed. Things will either, and you can see it on the chart. I mean, this is so easy for us to see. Previous supports here on the 4-hour chart around the 53,000 mark. When we break through that, what are you doing? You're breaking through barriers, and all of a sudden, all that volume that's going to be above here, these 1,000 plus, 2,000 plus Bitcoins, you watch them all suddenly disappear and then go up to 57. That's why these participation zones work. All of the barriers suddenly get taken out. So we are seeing a rotation to gold, says Michael Quinn. Yep, we've been talking about that for quite some time. BTC never crashes without a resurgence. It always has a boom, bust, and then a pick up, boom. Now, if you know it's going to be over, it's going to blow off top on the retest, on the re-pick up here over the next couple of days. I don't like, we might go down to 45. We'll talk about that soon, but this makes a lot of logical sense for it to bounce off here. And as I said, there's a huge amount of buying volume. Look at the 45,000 guys, 3,088 BTC just sitting there. The whale is there. It's hunting 45,000. It wants it bad, but there's a lot lined up before that. So there's a huge amount of buy pressure here and a lot less sell pressure at this point. So we'll check out gold in a few moments, but BTC, I do not believe this is the end for it. This is my personal opinion. Obviously, you need to do your own research and analysis. That's just the reality of things. Let's now get into the daily analysis here for BTC, because is crypto crashing? Yes. Is it a correction crash? Most likely. It just makes a lot of sense that it is probably just a correction. You're already seeing a rebound here coming through. It's not unusual for it to crash like this or move, but in every single market blow off, it usually hyperextends. Okay, that is the teller that I would use. If I was to go back in time, and I'll go into a space shuttle and I'll go back in time and I'll tell myself, hey, when do you tell bubbles are over, Tom? Generally speaking, it is euphoric moves. And when that euphoric move happens, I want the community to be ready, to be safe, and to be risk adjusted. Because the thing is, in euphoric moves, everyone's going to be out there and everyone's going to be telling you it can never fall. It'll be like Doge the other day. I thought 50 billion was my target for the Doge. I thought it could not go past it. Did it go past it? Yes, it went to 58 billion. Probably one. I know there was a person out there who was abusing me on the chat. He said, you're a moron, Tom. I said, well, I don't know, man. 50 billion sounds pretty good to me. The thing's vertical out of control. It's based on lots of retail sentiment, which we know fails, because in GME, even though that was also nasty Wall Street, at the same time, it all ended up failing. Anyway, I'm having a ramble here. Let's have a look at this trend line. I don't know if you guys like my ramblings, but sometimes I go crazy about it. Here is the trend line. Look, starts off back in the 18,000s, goes through the 28, comes up to where we are right now, which is intersecting with around this 50. We've bounced back up. Where's the really key crazy support? 43 or 45. So we mentioned that in today's video, 43 or 45. When you're looking at any other crypto right now, all that matters right now is Bitcoin. This is the only one that drives sentiment. It's the king. It's gold of the BTC. We know that if this gets crunched and really gets crushed, it will push everything down. But you know why also? Because there's also the diamond of Bitcoin, Ethereum. And guess what? Ethereum's holding really strong. So it makes me think again, it's very unlikely this is a crash. Why would Ethereum be holding 2,267 if it was a crash? BTC underperforming Ethereum at this stage. Exactly what happened in 17. That's right. It's exactly the same. Knock Knock coming in with US $5. And I know, Tom, you've also got one here. We'll talk about it in just a few moments here. Knock Knock. I just want to read this one. US $5. Tom, market makers just trying to liquidate leverage and options traders and not enough retail to prop up the market. That means a bear is here. No. Now, I'm not sure, Knock Knock, which market we're talking about, but there is actually a huge amount of leverage in the crypto market only a few weeks ago. Retail traders using Binance, using 3x leverage, using all of that type of stuff. I wouldn't be surprised if a story comes out over the next coming days where some little weird liquidity firm accidentally staked or leveraged or did something too much, and this little crash here has actually blown them up. I would not be surprised, but a lot of leverage was coming in. You saw the big options dump. There was a huge amount of futures dump that came with BTC. It's probably a story here. I would expect there was even more dumping that was going through. Where is it? US, Marshall Sign. No, it's not there. I mean, that's a big whale transaction, but that wasn't the one I was talking about. There's a huge bunch of futures coming through. You can get it public knowledge. It would have been about 10 hours ago it came out, maybe 20. And yeah, look, no doubt this is a deal where people are basically taking profits and they're saying, well, I can get out here, get back in soon, and then basically rotate my tax problem. So that's certainly something that people in the US might be doing. But I just feel like this is the same playbook as 2017. So yeah, I think it's okay. I think it's okay. Tom Siricasano super chat $5. Morning, Tom. Do you still believe the rotation is in IWN? I assume IWM again is what you're asking about, Tom. Yeah, I mean, it moved yesterday. Look, rotation would certainly be there if we believed the market was going to remain bullish. If the market was going to be bullish, that would be a big one. So, yeah. Tom, is Sunshine crypto? He's too optimistic, says Kevin. Look, I just feel like it's better to be optimistic on something that has usually done the same kind of run. And I believe there is just a huge amount of demand here for it. Am I optimistic at the end of this year? No, I'm not. I am optimistic long term. I feel like I want to own a lot of BTC in the future, but that future will not be right. Like, the future will be, I will trade for now, and then next time round, I might be there with the BTC. But yeah, I will wait till the next cycle. I'll wait till everyone hates it again. It no doubt will happen. It won't be as low as 3K a coin. I understand that, but things will change. I just feel like there's still bullish intentions here. What do I expect? Again, either it bounces right here, right now, and then tomorrow we're back above 50,000 strong, or we come back down to the 45 or 43. Somewhere in this zone, we saw all of that volume sitting there. I expect huge purchasing power around that area. We can already see it lining up. Come back over here. It is lining up, lining all over the place. In fact, they're moving their coins up right now as we speak. 47,000 just put another 400 coins on. So there's a lot of coins coming back up here. But the strength at 45, 3,100 coins is pretty big. You can see the sell coins as well, not as much. So we'll have to see how it plays out, but yeah. Law of attraction, everyone stay positive, says Dr. Drew Humpy. Probably true. Good morning, everybody. Tom, red, green. It's a beautiful day to be alive, says B Diggs. Possibly, yes. It is. Doggy zip line. Like button, all caps for effect. Thank you very much, Doggy. Appreciate that. Dr. Drew Humpy says, I'm a doctor and I know these things. Tom, do you think Bitcoin's correction will affect Tesla's price? I guess it'll affect probably PayPal, Square, and Tesla. It shouldn't really affect it as much as it does, guys. Like, this whole pushing Square down when crypto gets bashed, or PayPal, or going up when crypto goes up, I don't get it. It's not what yeah, I know they got some BTC. I understand their networks could be around that, but I don't think that's the main driver. Like, crypto will still be here to stay, even if it becomes unpopular again. It'll never be as bad as it was during the 18-19 period again, because people will still have confidence in it, even if it drops 80-90%. You watch, people will still be around in the network more than they were during 18-19. Each time this happens and this run happens, you expose it to a younger generation. And I think everyone that's 35 plus, even myself, like 33 or whatever I am now, basically the way I look at it is, this is kind of around my age group, but you know, for anyone that's above, you do need to follow the new money. Imagine if you didn't follow tech and you were like 50 and you were like Warren Buffett and you didn't follow tech. He did okay, but did he do amazing? He didn't do amazing, did he? He did okay over the last decade. In fact, Warren Buffett is slightly underperformed the market over the last 2 decades, mostly staying out of tech. And if it wasn't for Apple, he would have done a lot worse. Steve Hansen says, Tom, they wouldn't lie to us, man. Come on. Who wouldn't lie to us? Who wouldn't lie to us? All right. Well, I've done enough ranting about BTC to start off with. These are the levels I've got in on the charts. I don't really care too much about the other levels. I've got my big trend line coming through the lines here. I've got my big supports here. I'll be watching the volume like a hawk over the weekend just for fun. But I do think that things are going to stabilize, we would hope, through this session. In fact, this time we stream right now between 10 o'clock my time, 1.5 hours early, is easier to say, before New York Open. Generally is the most volatile, crazy period for BTC. So let's see what happens as everyone in America wakes up and they go, Oh my God, what the hell happened to my crypto portfolio? They'll be back. Ethereum holding up really well. You can see here on the charts, it's a phenomenal beast. It just bounced straight off that previous 2130 resistance. Bang, just massive bull pressure here from ETH. If you check out ETH versus BTC, the comparison, and I will get to the super chats in a few moments, I just want to cover this stuff. You can see the power of Ethereum versus BTC right now. Very strong. ADA, of course, disappointing. Went very low before. Actually got through $1, which you would have thought huge amounts of buy lines will be, but that's what happens. You can see the recovery is pretty strong. I mean, what's this? Recovery-wise, you already got 20.59% there. DOT coming in very weak on DOT. In fact, DOT sentiment is so bad. Someone said to me in the chat yesterday, a week ago, 2 weeks ago, people were like, DOT is a good coin. Someone said yesterday, DOT's trash, man. DOT's trash. It changes so fast in crypto. Remember, it is mostly about announcements coming up. So there's one that we don't have here, and we've been talking about it a little bit recently, which is Uniswap. So we go here to Uni, US dollar tether, and you'll notice, yes, it sold off. Why is it holding better? Because people, the dirty crypto whales, they know that there's an announcement coming. They want to be in for the hype. So this one here is stronger sentiment due to that reason. Ethereum, very similar stat. Twyla says the government. I guess that's in relation to whether they'd lie to us or not. Hey, I'm not getting into it. You guys know what's happening there. You guys know what's happening there. Dippin' Dot says Nebraska SXHC. 8Chi says, yo dudes. Yo 8. What's up, man? Frank McRides. Tom, what are your thoughts on the stock market macros, SPY, QQQ, etc.? I'll be taking a look just in a few moments. This crypto crash, it's enthralled me the last couple of days. Link finding great support again. This has bounced a few times strongly off this level. So you'll notice here again, resistance. You know what's really suffered? The altcoins, the really crappy altcoins, like the ones that people don't know of. They have gotten belted. Some of those are down huge. And I mean really large. So is a lot of things hitting support? Absolutely. Link hit support. You can see it here. $32 was pretty good level. It's bounced off it. It's bounced off it so far again. ETH hit support. ADA went through it. DOT doesn't even have support. It just went crazy down. I would actually wait for DOT to hold above 30. Yesterday we were waiting for it to close through 36.50. It didn't ever do it. And XRP, of course, got obliterated underneath 1 today as well. So all of these coins, they are in the type of point where I expect recovery. You've basically seen huge drops. I mean, XRP's literally dropped over 50% from the top to the bottom here. That's the type of place that usually you get that buying intention coming through. So I would expect some strength here in the crypto market over the next 12 to 24 hours. Yes, I would. So Tom Siricasano asked me about IWM, the Russell 2000. We'll do that in just a few moments there. Tom, we've also got Eka Aurora. I'm waiting a little bit here for you, Eka. Singapore, $5. TA on Lulu was on point, Tom. Good. I'm glad. Can we have TA on JNUG and Lulu after market analysis? We certainly can. And yes, we'll keep going through the market and then we'll come back to Lulu and JNUG very soon. I love Knock Knock's one. Just so much caps, man. So much caps. All right, let's go over to the US 100. Let's talk about what's happening here. So with the PCC, with the video that we did today on put call ratios, I'm starting to think that we are going to have some weakness here in the market. Now, we may have recovery today through the session into Friday. And I think the reason is because maybe the market wants to just hold a little bit longer and kind of go, oh, hey, retail guys, don't worry. The tax doesn't worry us. It's okay. Stock market guys, everything's okay. We're Wall Street. It's all good. It's all good. We know it's okay. And get you to buy their positions, and then they'll sell it on you. It makes sense for this to sell now in May. We saw that very compelling information coming out. Where the hell is my chart? Not this one. Where is it? I've lost the chart. I know I had it here somewhere. There it is. There it is. So this one here, of course, again, was shared in our public Discord. Click the link up in the pinned image if you want to get into the public Discord. At least come on in, check it out. So you can see here the similarities between '08 and the recession into correction. And then, of course, the 2020-21 pandemic. Now, a lot of people have accused me it's not the same thing. It's never the same thing, but it's the same. Look, every principle has been the same way. It's just like how I believe materials and energy are still going to have an okay time. Now, you could say energy is going to have a tougher time because of the Biden stuff. Absolutely. But materials itself is doing everything that I've asked for, especially the iron ore position. So when this comes down, remember next week we'll be going through sectors. We'll be talking about it. If we start seeing the sell in May, we need to be prepared for what performs down here and what doesn't perform down here. So if this chart keeps playing out the way that it could, we need to be prepared. We've got tax coming in now. We've got concern coming in now, and we've got earnings that are hitting but missing in the core areas, missing in that problem zone. So what do we need to do? Well, we need to be incredibly focused on PCC, the put-call ratios, and we need to be incredibly focused on volumes through the S&P 500 today, Monday, and Tuesday. Why? Because, look, if I was saying, hey, I want to invest for the next 10 years, you can always buy at any point, can't you? I mean, if you're buying quality, it'll probably go up. But if you were thinking, I want to invest for the next month or 2 months, would you be buying here? Guys, tell me in the community right now, would you be doing that? Almost identical presidents for both periods, says Kay Clark. Hey, look, it's a relevant point. Very similar administration, very similar spend, very similar policy. It's a great point. Absolutely. There's another similarity that brings that whole story together. Now, where was my US 100? Well, firstly, let's look at the QQQ. So you'll notice here the support found yesterday. This is the QQQ Nasdaq. If you don't trade it, it's the same thing. 335. If we move over to the NDX, you'll notice here 13762. Now, where are we right now in the pre? 13782. 13782. So if we're right there on the support, we're slightly above it now in the pre-market. Do we expect this level to hold Friday? I damn well hope so. If you want the market to hold up, it needs to hold this zone. Otherwise, what are we doing? We've got peak, we've got trough, we've got lower peak, we've got lower trough. The sequence begins, and this is no joke time frame. This is a 4-hour time frame on the Nasdaq. We are sequencing further falls. Bad news is further falls will create that kind of flow-on effect that then could synergize with that nasty sheet I showed you before from 2010 and the similarities to now. What would that be predicting? Well, firstly, it would predict a lot more than the 20 moving average and a bounce, that's for sure. It would be at least going down here, which is where I expect quite a lot of buying pressure to come back through. But it would actually be predicting more down into these March, December lows for the Nasdaq and the S&P 500. These March, February lows. That's the area that the market... Now, is that a huge fall? It's not, but it would definitely punish a lot of people. It's only 10%. So I'm not talking the end of the world. But you'll remember, even with this thing here, what's it say? It says last time, 2013, 1988, 1987, when tax came through, the S&P 500, 6 months before rate hike, performed negative 4 to 5%, 4-ish%. Now, we're up positive 6 months before. So let's say they bring tax in, I don't know when, I don't even know where it's coming. I'll have to have a look. But whenever it comes, if we go, we're already above, the average return is negative, then we have to go back to being flat and then underneath flat. Does that make some sense? That's what I'm kind of thinking here. Silver Liner says, my poor theta doesn't feel good this morning. No, a lot of the good quality coins, none of them feel good. The only thing that feels good is Gold Gang and Silver Gang. Gold Gang and Silver Gang feel great today because they've been following the 4-hour 20 moving average. So the S&P 500's on a support. The Nasdaq's on a support coming into the Friday session. Both are showing the exact same sequence. We've got the peak, the trough, the lower peak, and then the potential lower trough coming through if they fail. HE says, if NAS falls short that sucker, with 3 exclamation marks. Market always 6 months ahead, says Levius Free Fate. Absolutely, it's always 6 months ahead. It's actually even more than that. It's usually 12 months to 18 months ahead. That's why it rebounded so quickly, because they were like, oh, we see the future. But it doesn't always put everything in. Richie 50C says, BTT hype traders. Tom, can you share the link? Which one, Luke? Which one? The link for the Market Watch? I can share that. There you go. Don't you click off, though. New tab, guys. I can't be losing you. The YouTube algorithm hates it when you share links. It takes you off the website, and they don't like that. All right, so here we have the 4-hour 20 moving average. And we'll finish up here on gold, then we'll do some of these super chats that are coming through. So 4-hour 20, held before. It's been a beaut. Oh, there was so much great buying there, guys. We talked about it in the community live stream. We were talking about it. I've been laser focused here on gold, and it has been paying dividends. Gold. No one liked it a week ago. Now, all of a sudden, oh, we love gold. We were ahead of the game here with this one. The bouncing is happening. We expected, of course, to make a new high today. The dollar index is getting throttled. It's now under 91, which you'll notice over here. Dollar index down usually means gold goes up. Now, if the stock market crashes, people think gold goes up. Wrong. It usually goes down. So if the stock market goes down more than like a 2 to 3%, it will actually affect gold to the bearish side. But let's say the stock market hovers today. This is looking primed for a new peak to be formed and 1800 to be taken out towards the promised land of the double bottom, which is 1825. Previous support lines. Good way of doing it. Put a line chart on. You get the close price. Notice how right around this 1826, you've got 2 closes, and the double bottom pattern forms there as well. So if you actually get the candles here, you'll notice the wick to the top. I'm taking it from the body because I want to be a bit more conservative. So I'm going to take it from there, and then I'm bringing this down to the wicks. So there's a lot to be going here, but it's for scalpers and day traders. You'll say, Tom, I don't care about your daily, weekly charts. This isn't day trading, bro. Yeah, I understand day trading can mean many different things. However, it usually means in and out in a day. What you do here is you get bias. So you can start to have more bullish bias here when you're above that daily 20, which has been failed for so long. You get bullish bias. That bullish bias leads you to only look for buys. And guess what? You're only looking for buys all the way through here. I get passionate about it because guess what? That's what we're doing. We're only looking for buys. If you're a short seller in here, you're a noob. That's what noobs do. In the participation phase, noobs sell. And unfortunately, I was there once. I was selling. I was like, haha, I'm going to sell it because it's higher price. It's the participation phase. You get slaughtered when you're a noob in this area. Jacob Jordan says, fuck. Oh, I shouldn't say that. Good things, YouTube. Don't worry. Oh, god damn. The demonetization, Jacob. This is my Friday night now. Oh, very good, Jacob. Well, we're here. Don't worry. Day traders don't look at daily and weekly shooting themselves in the foot by tunnel vision, says Matthew. Yeah, absolutely, man. You got to think about it. Where is the big trade? Do you think Goldman Sachs guy comes in and he's like, oh, I'm starting my day. I'm going to sit here for 18 hours. Yeah, they get slave traded like that. They're literally getting whipped behind. They're whipping. They're whipping them. You work. But they're not sitting there looking at the chart all day. They're using algorithms. They're algorithmic trading off big closes, and you cannot beat them on the 5-minute easily anymore. You cannot beat them. They're so quick. So what you do is you use your power of top-down approach. You go through the investment style into the swing style. And if you want a day trade, be prepared to put the time in because you got to put a lot of hours into the charts, man. You got to put so much hours in. I wouldn't do it. It's too much hours. Do swing trade, much easier. Day trade's so hard. So many hours. But that's okay. If you love it and you're passionate, you can get it done. But that's the way. Eka Aurora super chatted for the Lulu. So let's look at the Lulu. All right. That's enough ranting for me. Let's get into these super chats and go through the rest of the market. Oh, I'm very happy for you, Eka Aurora, if you're still here. Oh, sweet. That's awesome. Look at the glorious trade that you had. Amazing stuff. Congratulations. Yes, this is good. And yes, this is a beautiful chart and everything about this is great. So you had the resistances, which we talked about. We had the 20 moving average. We had the cross about to occur. Then you got an engulf, which was awesome the day after. Then, of course, you had a massive big run there yesterday, which was awesome. And look, pending the market holds in general, I mean, there still should be more a little bit here. You would think, look, I mean, hit the 338. I can't remember if that was exactly where we were targeting because of these previous two supports. But there might be a little bit more sneaky action here. Maybe we can go to the 345-ish area. Would I be getting into this now? No. But if I was in it, I would be cautiously optimistic. 345 certainly looks like it's in the charts at this stage. It just smashed that previous one. See how it closed above these two wicks? That's showing a lot of bullish pressure. I'm interested to see this in the pre-market, as you said. You've also got JNUG, Direxon, Gold Junior Minor something. Okay, that's double bottomed. This is a very crap chart considering how good gold's been going. It's disappointing. It should be a lot better than this. Gold spot is flying and this thing's barely getting its double bottom on. Look, yeah, I mean, as a pattern, this looks strong. I mean, you've got your previous supports, you've got your resistance breakout, and if I wasn't looking at spot myself, I would say yes, that's at the correct area to be taking it long. And of course, what would you do? You would take the distance, which would, I would probably just take that distance. I'd be a little bit conservative because it's gold. Somewhere around that 110 area kind of proofs okay in the markets as well. Yeah, junior gold miners. It's a 2x fund. Junior gold miners. Kind of seems like crappy gold miners. I don't know if I want to buy crappy gold miners with the 2x fund. That would explain why it's weaker though, because these funds degrade mostly over time. Go to weekly. You can see the degradation of whatever the hell happened here, and it never recovers. So you get massive degradation in these leveraged funds. You can see back in 15, 16 runs as well, how bad it is. Look, I don't like this, but yes, gold in general. I mean, I'm sure if you look at Barrick or something, it's a lot better chart. Yeah, that's more like it. Straight at resistance. See how that's straight at resistance yesterday? The pre here is actually going through a little bit. But again, that is a much better chart. A quality gold miner versus whatever the hell that crap was. Sorry, Eka, but I kind of don't like the 2x funds in the more risky markets. Kev Sibba, super chatted $5. How does Dell look on the charts, Tom? Dell, Delta Airlines. You know what I feel about airline stocks. I hate them passionately. Because when one falls out of the sky, you lose 30% of your money. And you don't know. I can't sleep with airlines unless they're in options. I've never had that happen to me, but I just have this rule. I do not buy airlines, but they were a great recovery play, and you've probably done okay off it. Look, it's on support. It's on support. Yes, yes, yes. Do I like it? No, because of what it is. But it is on support. That's all I guess I'll say here. Go down to the daily. And engulf came through. Usually a bullish sign off a support. Up 0.52 here in the market. This is a bit of a bearish looking chart. I mean, some people would actually say this is already closed as a double top here, or maybe like a triple top. I'd call it a double top just because these peaks are very similar, 52, and that the market has already closed below this point. It's very convoluted, and I don't like convolutedness because I could say that is a technical topping formation where the end of the uptrend, the end of the recovery in this stock's happened, and we move lower now. And I could also say there's bullish sides here. So I would go with I'm neutral because I have no idea what is going on. It's got too much convolutedness for me. Is it on a trend line buy? You would probably say it will be. Like maybe not. Maybe not. Don't like the chart, man. Sorry, Kev. It looks, you wouldn't be sad here if you're bullish, but I wouldn't be like, wow, I love that trade. Michael Davis, super chatted $2. The tax bill won't pass the Senate. Bad timed FUD. I agree. I don't think that tax bill will pass the Senate. In fact, I think it'll be reduced. Guys, what do you think of the community? Darth Sidious says, Tom has left the mainland Australia because fear of planes. I don't mind flying. Actually, wait, do I like flying? Yeah, I fly. But I don't... Yeah, you're right. I don't particularly like flying. I don't... Like, when the turbulence happens, you're right. I don't like it. You know why? It all stems from this guy. It's like people have these fears. Yeah, I was never fearful of heights. I climbed trees. I lived on a farm. It was all good. But then I watched this dude once. We were rock climbing up in the Grampians, which is a place in Melbourne. And this has nothing to do with trading, but whatever. And I remember I was eating like a sandwich. I was quite young. And we were eating a sandwich in between the rock climbing session. And I was watching this dude put pegs in. And he's putting pegs in. And I'm thinking, oh yeah, he's pretty boss. He's climbing this thing by himself with his pegs. And then you start to see him shake. And I'm eating my sandwich. He's just like, ugh. He starts shaking, get that lactic acid build up, you know, where he knows he's going to fall, but he doesn't say anything. And he's just like shaking, like completely. His legs are like shaking and everything. And then you just hear this, ah. And then he falls off. And then every single peg gives in. And he just got obliterated, guys. He broke like every bone in his body. He's lucky that the support team that we had was there to save his life. I can't believe he lived. So that probably is why I don't like planes as well. Michael Davis, the tax bill. Yes, I was going to ask the community, do you guys reckon this tax bill will pass the Senate? Yes or no? Kevin says, turbulence is like a roller coaster. Fun. Oh man, Kevin, you're crazy. Unique says 120% I get on airlines. Cannot pass. We need the 1% in stocks, man, says HE. Yeah, I tend to agree with all of the sentiment here. I do think it's going to be very hard for them to run it through. So thank you very much, Michael Davis, for the $2. Christopher Collins, super chat of $4.99. Love the stream, Tom. Could you please take a look at MicroStrategy? Is this like some kind of thing, or are you talking about something else? MicroStrategy. Why have I never heard of this thing before? $5.73 billion company. So not a huge one. Also seems to have come out of some kind of thing where it's been like sitting very low and then it went ballistic. That's been actually a crazy return. Internet software service. That's why I don't care about it. It's one of those industries that I just don't usually get into too much at this stage of the cycle. $580 pre-market, 3.04% down. Oh, it's not good, man. I mean, do you want me to give you the bad news or the bad news? The worst part of this is that you're right on support now. And it has to hold, bro. Because if this doesn't hold, Christopher, the big issue here is that the market, well, actually it wasn't weakening here. It actually found a new high, but the market is continually testing this support. So you know this support needs to hold. It bounced here, was previous resistance. It bounced here, and then it's right here, right now. So if it gets through that 800 again, like you would have thought that was a breakout. Talk about nasty fake out. That's a super nasty. In fact, I would lose technical confidence seeing this. I don't know what happened here. You can see the volume is big, but that is very poor for this stock to have done that. This stock, when it bounced above here, this is a resistance, a resistance, a resistance. You've been patient. You waited for the close. And in the 800, it didn't even hold it. It just went, no, ha, back to the 580. That annoys me. And when I see that, I don't like trading it technically. But you are on support right now, and this is the zone that you want it to hold. Generally speaking, what's going to happen? We're going to look for lightning bolts to the way up. So we're going to look for a trough, a peak, a higher trough, and then a higher peak, 1 hour, 2 hour, probably 4 hour, ideally 4 hours the best. And then maybe even a double bottom here on the 4 hour or the 1 hour time frame. Something like that would be ideal at this point. Something would be ideal. So look, MicroStrategy, it's not healthy. I hate this a lot. I can't believe it did this to you or did this to whoever traded it. It sucks. But that's sometimes trading. Not everyone can win. I want it to crash, says Christopher Collins. Oh, you want it to crash? Oh, well, Christopher Collins, you're in luck. It looks horrible, man. It's horrible. Once it gets through 580, you can celebrate, and then you can go back to you can go to 400, and maybe even to 350, because this looks very bad. So Christopher Collins, you're all good. You're on the horrible short side. I mean, you've even got this terrible weekly shooting star here off the rejection. Very good. My Korea Dragon, cool name. At that peak, Bitcoin was trading at 65K. MicroStrategies has all its money in Bitcoin. Oh, it's a hideous Bitcoin thing. Okay. Why have I not? Oh, I think I've followed MSTR before, but I've never liked it. And I always thought it was euphoric. Now, this is a stock that shows you the craziness of when things go euphoric. So what I would expect with BTC's true demise is like this. Yeehaw! And it will go like that, just like it did in 20, just like it did in, when was it? 13, 12, whenever it was, 14. That's what's going to happen. And then it will blow off. Then it will recover better than this one did. And then bang. And you know it's over when it makes that new low after the blow off. So all of this will play out and it will go euphoric. But I'm telling you, when it goes euphoric, you better be subscribed to this stream. You better be coming in here and watching the live sessions. Because if it does do it, we're going to have to be laser focused on that euphoria. And you're not going to hit the peak. I tell you, you will not get the exact peak. But you may at least get out with some of the cheese. Eka Aurora, Singapore, $2 TA on Hass, mate. Good to see you are better. I'm a little bit drugged, so I'm okay. But yeah, that knocked me around. I'm still not too good. Hasbro, Old Magic the Gathering Company. Milking it, destroying everything. The sheet behind me was given to me by Hasbro. They owed it to me. I think this is the company that owns Magic because they're so bad at what they do. All right, let's have a look here at the weekly. Big channel coming up. I would think that they should do okay, actually. Let's have a look back in 08. Okay, so 09. Massive recovery. So we're about here, theoretically, with the recovery path. So there should be even more in it. And then it suffered after that. So there was like that selling period into December hype, which goes on with retail. Could be a good one for the late end part of the year. It's at resistance. You know there's a trend line. Go down to the daily. Daily actually closed one high, which was pretty strong. So this candle here, just here on that point right there, was actually quite strong. And this exact zone of closure should have been your point where you go, okay, I believe this is bullish now and we're breaking out. So with these series of higher lows that have come through, everything here looks pretty bullish. Earnings is on the 26th, so next week. Maybe we'll watch this one as a community together. AIM, of course, is around 106 flat. I feel like it could be good. Maybe do some Google trend searching on the weekend. Search up Magic, MTG. I believe they do own it. Search up a few of the other big products they own. Have a look at the Google trends. See if the trend is getting better for this time of year when you compare it to last year and you compare it to 2019. All right, do that. Do your extra research here. I think it'll pay off. So definitely worthwhile checking out. Q says, have you checked if it's the Rona? Very unlikely here in Australia. Well, firstly, I'd probably get smacked by it. And secondly, we don't have any here that I know of. So it should be all good. Luke says, it's the Rona. He just coughed. BTT, BitTorrent, still under a penny crypto. Yeah, we'll check out BTT. Why not? So we'll go to the crypto here. BTT with the US dollar 0.06. This one had that epic rise on it recently. What I'm looking at in a lot of cryptos right now is exactly where they went to. So obviously this has around 100% on the gain, but also how they came out. So they went from nothing to a lot very quickly. So if you check out Theta as well, and you think about this chart, this one fell off as just as much, but it actually had a smoother up curve than BTT. If you check out VET, which is another one that's gone crazy. That had a parabolic rise, but it did sit around for a little bit of time. So I'm not sure which one of these is best, but there is opportunity in all of them. You can see already some people picking up off the lows, off that previous support here, are already up around 32% on crypto. Crypto is wild, like no other thing out there. So the market is recovering here. Let's have a look at these line orders. So 45,000 continues to get stacked. So we've got BTC stacking 45,000 on BTC. 3,138 units. 47 now has 1,400. It only had 900 before, so it's got about 1,400 units. 47 fives now getting 1,000 units. So there's a lot of units there. Very little liquidity in between 48.5 and 5,300 or 53,000. Sorry. So that level here to here on the resistance support, very little amounts, so it can be quite manipulated fairly quickly. ACK says, didn't Tom Hanks catch corona while he was here? Yeah, that's true. But we don't have it. I'm telling you, we got very little. It's all good, guys. Matthew T. Hang says, USA loves Australia, boys. Love from the USA. Oh, thank you very much, Matt. Appreciate it, man. Rona only in WA, which is basically another country. That's kind of true. WA is like another country. And I don't mind WA, but it still feels like it's another one. Tom Hanks bought it here, according to Mr. Cannon Luke. I don't even want to get into the discussion. Let's talk about some markets. So we haven't even done the pre-market yet. Let's have a look at what's going on in the pre-market so we can get an idea on what we need to focus in on. Welcome to the 1,658 viewers here today. If you're enjoying the stream, remember to hit that like, because we need hype, guys. How many likes are we at? Only 300. We need 500. Let's get it to 500, community. We can do it together, and then we'll get pretty hyped because I'm ready for that song again. Spotify up 1.62%. I'm kind of scared. I don't know if I want to click the down button, the one to go to the other side where we see the downs. I'll watch. Okay. All right, I'm looking. It's not too bad. So good. Bloody Square. I thought it might be down even more. This is going to have a tough time of it today. Square seems to trade really hard with crypto. So we've got Square down 1.26%. I almost didn't want to look, but I did. It's all good. Let's have a look at the pre-market on Crazy Stonks. We've got Mara down 5.6%. We've got Riot Blockchain really hard down 4.85%. Unfortunately, both of those continuing to slide. GameStop down 1.22 to 149. I don't know how the hell GameStop's holding so well. I really don't know how it's happening, but anyway, is what it is. And then we've got molecular data down as well. Pre-market gains. We've got Ocugen, Zomedia Corp, AMC above $10 again. Closed yesterday at $9.99. So no discernible strong movement from AMC. AMC must get above 10 and hold it to move towards the 11, to move towards the 12, etc., etc. But that's still two decent start days here. And Peloton holding that 100 bracket, which we've been watching, and Palantir 2286, starting the day with another green. Kathy Wood sold Square. She sold a portion of Square, yeah? Let's have a look here. Let's refresh. Did she sell more yesterday? Come on, Kathy. What are you doing here? She keeps buying coin. What's wrong with her? Yeah, she sold 0.3485% of Square. 22nd. Yeah, that's a bit painful. So she did sell some more Square. That was day 2 of selling Square. Yeah, she sold some Square over here. So let's have a look at the weight rankings in RK. So that takes her TDOC now to the second biggest position, which I think it kind of was anyway. Holdings. 10.59%. Square down to 5.87. So still a pretty big portion. And then you've got 6.16 on the TDOC. So she still has huge amounts of TDOC across all of it. TDOC has been underperforming so hard. It's been a horror. It's going to all come down to earnings next week. And TDOC will be a very scary earnings. Livius says, I want some ARC-X. Might buy coin at 200 UP NDN. I'm really interested. Where's coin today? Where is it? Yeah, so it's getting under 300. This was I feel like this is her biggest mistake so far. Coin was a really bad purchase for her. I don't know why she's buying it up here. I really don't. I'd love the investment team to tell me why this was a great buy. I can't see how any valuation made sense here, but maybe they know something I don't about it. I also think it's kind of weird to be buying it through the cycles, which they know does play out. So we're almost back here to where the indicative price was. So 250 was the price. I think they'll be buying around that 250, 260. And the reason is going to be people know that it was meant to be 250. People also know that that might be a price where they go, oh, well, I like coin. I want to hold the stock. This is a more palatable investment for me, and I feel a lot better about it. So 250 is probably the zone that it gets to. It's 285 right now. That's still a big decline, but this has been a huge slump here. And if the coins hold down, or if there's a bit of selling on it today because people are like, I'll stuff this, I want to get out, Biden tax, whatever else, they push it down to the 250. That will be a concern. Now, I didn't do Echo Aurora's one. I don't think it was for Haas. Oh, I did Hasbro. Yes, I did Hasbro. Perfect. Got another super chat coming in here. Let me just make sure these super chats are working. Oh, they are. Michael Davis, $5 Australian. I agree with your crypto analysis, but what would happen if there was a stock market correction at the same time? End early or independent boom? So the stock market can consolidate. What happens is crypto gets affected by the stock market declining. Then crypto, as long as the stock market then stabilizes, crypto can move forward. Okay. So crypto can move up even if the stock market's stabilizing. But when the stock market's actually crashing or correcting through, it will affect BTC around after 5%. Now, let's say we had a 10% decline in May into June, which could happen. And if that did happen, yes, it would affect BTC, but I don't think it affects the structure of the overall last leg of euphoria before, of course, the end. But I do really feel like it's unlikely Bitcoin traders and Bitcoin holders out there that this is the stock market play, by the way. This is the kind of chart we're looking at. And then for the crypto one, we're looking at this chart here. I think it's unlikely, considering the move, considering the hype, considering the similarities to 17, that we don't have a consolidation. We have to just think, where is BTC? BTC went to $3,000 or $4,000 last year during the pandemic. It's now trading 50K plus or 50K-ish. This is a substantial gain, and it's never held it properly throughout multiple years. So I still feel that at the end of the year, and you might hate me for this, you might say, Tom, you're a moron, whatever, but I still feel at the end of that hyper trade, there will be a decline in BTC for a period. And next time round, guess who's going to get involved? As long as it's not banned by governments or something like that, the old sneaky alternative funds, which are going to be held by, guess what? Super. 401k in America. I truly believe that money will come into the market as a hedge against uncertainty. Guys, do you think that's going to happen? Do you think that the super funds are going to invest this time round? Or do you think they're going to invest in a couple of years? I want you guys to tell me right now. Tell me now. Harry Chu says Kathy should know better than to buy an offering, especially when an offering's coming in way above issue. I just don't get it. I just don't get it. But maybe it's all. Maybe it's just such a small position she doesn't care. She just wants to get a little bit, and then she keeps it. Offerings are inherently pump and dumpy. That's right. Amateur Day Trader says coin, such a failed IPO, should have entered the market. Expected IPO price was $250. Yeah, look, it's not a failed IPO. It's glorious victory. If you were someone that held coin, glorious victory, guys. It would be so awesome. Truly Messiah says they are coming, mate. Mr. Gannon Luke says half now, half later. Okay. Mark Torb says no. Valdo says, I think they'll get in later next. Luke says, depends. Depends on what, Luke? Luck, sorry. Hoffman. Elysium says, next time, couple of years, says Muhammad. Crypto still too low. Right now, under 50K. They are coming, and they are coming in waves, says Andre. I like that one. Australian Super think it's unlikely. Never say never. They invested some whack stuff in their alternatives. They access some strange things in their alternative investments inside of... What do you think alternative investments are? It's all sorts of weird stuff. Generally, they buy, of course, gold. They buy silver and stuff. There's no... Look, all you're asking for is that they invest 0.1%. 0.1%, okay? Because what are people going to demand? I'm telling you, there will be super funds that will be like, we could change the game. We could get more millennials to invest in our super if we say we hold a small amount of crypto. If we say we hold a small amount of 401k for American viewers, same thing, superannuation, retirement funds, whatever you want to call it. If they said, okay, imagine this. So they say, okay, well, we've got our balanced fund, guys. We've got our balanced fund. And then they came in and they said to a retail investor who is under 35, this balanced fund holds Bitcoin as a very small percentage of our fund. We're progressive and we believe this is a technology we could be interested in. I think they'd get inflows. And it's proven. Look at the ETFs that have run off recently and how well they've done. They would get inflows, so therefore it's a smart marketing decision. So once they're allowed to do it, why wouldn't they do it? Why wouldn't they? If I ran a fund that was in super and I could get around it, I'd be like, let's get the millennials. We'll call it the millennial fund. We'll call it, well, I don't care what we call it, guys. Get the marketing out there. Get a picture of BTC on there and say we invest a small alternative asset. And then people will click the button and they'll be like, YOLO. It's the one. It's the one. Gareth says it's sexy. That's right. US government regulation takes years and years. There is no near-term risk. Imo, it's a short FUD. Yes, I think you are basically going to see it happen, but it will happen later. It will happen later. Let's look at Rocket earnings in May. Wow, I haven't done Rocket in a while since that last crazy push that happened. I remember that one over here. And then I remember this as well. So, yeah, we've covered this one a few times. And it's been, of course, a heavily shorted stock, I believe. When it went through here, I thought it would stop around 25. Actually, has that been changed? I feel like this chart was higher before. Now, is it at support and is it holding? So, weekly here, you want this to hold up hard. So that's when the breakout happened. Feb, yeah. And then there was a second one. So this is the good support zone. Now, you don't want it to close under here in the weekly. So ideally today, it holds this level, 21.87. If it comes back down through the supports here, what's the problem going to be with it? Well, it's going to be that we're basically hitting we're basically moving towards well less. So what is this price? We've got 1950 or 1850. So you want it to hold under all circumstances around this 22 today. Pre-market's at 21.93. I'd like to see a 22. You can see earnings coming 3rd of May for RKT. So if you believe in the earnings, it must hold this level. It must do so now and look at the weekly close. Ideally, you get above 22.30 today, which is still very possible with the percentages. And then you're above the 20. You've found support. And what's this look like all of a sudden? A nice, beautiful pin bar or bullish hammer. So yeah, it's on support. It's not my favorite company, but it's on support. This will still be a very scary day for you. Earnings is not going to be, earnings is going to be terrifying, but it's at that right area. Previous resistances becoming support. I want to see bullish pressure today and a beautiful bullish close for that one. Thank you very much, Eric Kempton. Craig Wood, super chat at $5. Tom, if GME holds the 150 and the 2050 DMA, dynamic support is incoming, may hedge. I don't have the DMAs on. I'm probably not going to put the DMAs on just yet. But if it holds the 150, I just feel like I don't know how this thing's holding so well. Like, I know there's a lot of, I mean, it's probably going to get trapped between these two moving averages now. So don't be surprised if suddenly it starts buying off this and selling off this. What level's this? 164. So if it does something similar to what we saw with oil a little while ago, where it was trapped within these two moving averages, you know then when it closes below or above those moving averages, it's explosive. So that would be explosive towards the 120 side. And I think I'm still going to maintain the same things with GME. It's really, for me, 120, 173 resistance, which we've had there forever, 200 resistance, and then the 87.90 zone. So if it starts tanking, you expect, I don't know if this will hold next time. So I think if it starts tanking, it goes here, maybe some buy pressure at the 120. And if it gets through, 90.87 is the next zone. These were the zones that were very strong. Particularly this one is very strong. It hovered there for multiple days last time it crashed through. But yeah, GME, it's an enigma to me. I know there's news each way, but I feel like, how can there be so much news on one company? I'm always absolutely astonished at how much news people bring out about one company and how many different theories there are on it. The way I always saw it was just, it had a series of lower highs. The 173 mattered, and the 120 wasn't initially my buy. My buy was probably around 90 if I was looking at it. But yeah, I'm surprised it's held so well here. What you want today is a bullish close. Get yourself a bullish close. And if you're stuck between the 20 and the 50 and it closes above or it closes below, don't even worry. When it closes above, it's going to smash that 173, because there's actually quite a strong signal if it gets trapped within the two moving averages. These two moving averages matter a lot. We saw that happen with oil. Do I have oil? I got oil. There's oil, and you can see it just gets slightly above and then it just goes ballistic. And oil's now back on support. So even with the Biden stuff, even with everything else, it's right on support right now, broken out of the channel, and you're moving towards the 66 as far as I see it. I'd like to see another bullish close, or on the 4 hour, a new peak. Yeah, so basically we've got trough, we've got peak, we've got higher trough ideally, and once we get a new peak here, time to go to the 64 and the 66 range on US oil. It's 500, Tom. It's Friday night. We're exhausted. Hit the bloody song, says Michael Davis. All right, man, let's do it. Let's get it on, guys. Let's get this hype party started for the next 22 minutes coming into the market open. We will go over everything that we've talked about today. We'll check out the markets. Let's get it. Remember, join in on the Discord community, guys. The link is up above and also in the description below. Put your memes in there. I add new memes to this every single week, but it's a lot of fun. Mark M says, I am shocked GME is still going. The apes are strong. Get some apes in the chat. They're very strong. Diamond hands like no others. GME, I can't believe you're still holding, guys. Good work. You get copyright struck, Michael. Is this the crypto market today? Whew. There we go. It's getting hot in here. It's getting steamy, actually. Let's move over. Thank you. Thank you for the donations tonight, guys. Let's now go around. We haven't even done our Tesla. I want to actually have a look at NEO as well. I'm interested to see what happened there on this yesterday. So, Tesla, 717 pre. Only down 0.3. It doesn't care about Bitcoin's slight fall here, even though Elon, of course, has some. This is all the fight and the war for Friday. What do we have coming up? Oh my God, Monday's going to be big. 26th of April, earnings for Tesla. We'll be doing a video on the weekend. We'll be doing a video, of course, Monday. And we will be looking at this thing pre-market to find out what the hell's going on. Are you guys pumped for this one? It terrifies me. I checked the options implied volatility. It is sitting at a 7.5% implied daily volatility range. That means, and usually it's bigger than that. So that means that you are looking at a 7.5% move towards the bull side or the bear side. Incredible movement for Tesla on Monday after the market. It's going to be crazy. And if you're in the stock, especially Harry, I'm sure he'll be reading it and he'll probably be sweating a little bit because it'll be stressful. 720 remains the point of support. You can see the moving averages here, the 20 and the 200 simple. We've got here on the 4 hour, big time frame. Then we've got our nasty 740 resistance that we need to break through and get above so that we can have a very good session. It doesn't look like we're going to get a 780. Which is what I expected coming into Monday. I thought we'd have a 780 before the announcement, but a lot of these stocks are hovering in the middle of ranges rather than being at a resistance or a support. Very unusual. 720 today will be hopefully where the support is found. Let's see if the pre-market can pull this one back up. Hannah Jacob says CHF $5. Thank you very much, Hannah. Hey Tom, silver weekly bull flag. Good time to buy AQ or AGQ. Purely theoretical, of course. Let's have a look at silver. Silver coming off a support here. 8 hours. Yes, very nice. Bull flag on the weekly. Wow. Let's have a look. No. So it's not no because sorry, it's hands, Jacob. Sorry, hands. Yeah, this is not a bull flag. What I would say to people that are beginning in trading, or even if you're experienced in trading, and I'm sure you are, hands, the biggest issue with flags is that they can be you can be drawing everywhere. Remember, one of my big rules of thumb for flag is like this. If the flag looks like this, I could go put it out the front of my property and I could put it in there and say, the FX Evolution flag is down. The community is here. You guys can all see it. You can come and we'll have a barbecue together. However, if I put the flag down and the flag is this long, you won't be able to see it. You won't be able to come inside for the barbecue because the flag will be drooping. It will not be flying proudly up there telling you we are ready to have the barbecue. So this is the big issue. You don't want really, really droopy looking flags, and you also want a really strong pole. So what that means is you want a strong breakout, and the idea of a flag is a consolidation pullback like this. So we want to see a consolidation pullback after a nice move. Ideally, a flag comes out of a breakout, and then you take that pole length, and then you extrapolate that pole length out again. This is not a flag as far as I see it, but yeah, it doesn't matter. I mean, you're still seeing a bullish movement here, so that's the main thing. Go down to the weekly and the daily here. We get a closure above the previous highs. That's incredibly bullish for silver. We saw the dollar index getting flogged before, so that's good. Then we go to the 4 hour, and the 4 hour is holding. You can see little bullish hammers, a little bullish hammer here. Nice little trend line coming through as well through these points. And yeah, I mean, it's looking strong. Gold has been looking stronger, but silver is doing well. I believe we can now move towards the 2750, the 28 bracket, the very important zones. Tyrone says $2 Australian will double if you remove the puffer jacket. Can't do it, man. I still feel crap. Can't do it. But thank you for the $2, Ty. I'll have a good weekend with that one, man. Hands Jacob wanted AGQ ProShares Trust. Okay, let's have a look. 46.75. Yeah, look, it's fine. I mean, this is a silver trust. It's moving with the pre-market here. It's actually down a little bit. Miners can sometimes move a little bit differently. Now, this is just a mutual fund in silver, it looks like. So once it should be about the same kind of principle. Oh. Very strange. 20. I don't know if I like the way this trades. But yes, there's some kind of cost here that I don't quite get. But yeah, resistance around that 48.20. Good luck with it, and thank you very much for the donation. Brian Grant, super chat at $5. Hi, Tom. Can you check out Enphase? Yes, we can. EMPH. I bought at 164.32, expecting it to go to 180. It stalled yesterday. Dump it now and buy again at a lower price. So it's actually interesting you bring this one up. This was one of the ones that this particular article was saying was bad. Let's have a look here at Enphase. Let's see what they actually were saying. ENPH. Where else is the question here? So here are the list of top price gainers S&P over the last year. Oh, okay. So it's just basically saying these are going to have the biggest capital gains on them. So 5-year change is high. So what this article is telling you is, let's say this Biden tax thing comes through. It gets bought in with some form of movement. These are the kind of stocks that have the highest amount of potential capital gains for the rich that may want to close them off early. And Enphase was, of course, up there in the list. I don't know if that's that big a concern. Stalled yesterday. It looks pretty good, though. You've come off the support of 140. You've got no real issues through any of these kind of areas here. Like, it's broken out well. You are in a resistance, so that's why it's stalled here. Let's go to the weekly or daily first. Okay, weekly. Oh, weekly is very interesting. Weekly is where the action begins on Enphase. Don't worry about those other time frames. No weekly close above 160, 164. Oh, I'm interested. I would like to see this close above this 164 this week for you. And if it does, things are looking a lot better. But you can see this, yeah? The closure, the sell-off, the closure below, the sell-off. There's no closure above this point. So all of a sudden, when you get a closure above this point, plus all of the support story that's come through here, wick purchasing, etc., 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 you start to create a very strong story of buy pressure coming in here. So yeah, I quite like Enphase, but you're at the resistance. So it depends whether you can hold on. You're at the resistance. Buy at a lower price. If you believe it's in a channel and it's going to continue to trade in this range, if you believe it's going to break out, it's a tough one to call because you're basically at the resistance. We don't have a huge amount of super bullish signals coming through, but that gap move was still strong. So good luck on this one. You've got to make some more decisions there. What stock is looking the strongest for you right now? Some ag stocks, I guess, are looking pretty good. What I'm probably doing now, I've been a pretty big fan of iron ore recently. So things like Rio, BHP, or specifically Rio, I thought was pretty strong. Bit of an older company that doesn't trade that high percentages. Yeah, I think I'll be doing a lot of research on the weekend to find out what happens over this next 2-month period back in 2010. And I'll be sharing some of that research with you guys because it's interesting for the next couple of months of trading. I really want to dial in on exactly what performed the best over that time. And I have a feeling I know what, but yeah, I would want to do a little bit more there. VIX, Tom, what's going on there? VIX is just hit 20 yesterday, found resistance and sold off. This is the volatility index for anyone that's viewing and isn't aware of what it is. It's not a big deal right now. The VIX has not run up that much. We've got the markets coming in here almost flat as attack. US 100 up 0.08, US 500 up 0.07. Let's go back over to the crypto market quickly here. So BTC, of course, the story of the day, 49,377. Is this a concern? Yes. Is it the end of a glorious run? It doesn't have the hallmarks of last time round, but it is still a very significant sell-off. If you think about where we are right now, we're actually underneath the trend line. We're sitting around this 49.22, and I drew up before 43K or 45K. Somewhere in this range is, if it keeps coming down, is where you expect huge purchases. We checked the volumes before. There's lines that were out of control. They've actually removed some of those orders now, but there was a lot of lines around 40, 5,000. There is now 2,800 Bitcoins there. Not the fortress that it once was. It was about 3,000 just before. So a little bit of weak hands even in the lines coming through there. We'll see what happens later. Tom, can you have a look at gold again? Yeah, we can load up gold here. By the way, we're 10 minutes off, so we're going to start dialing in on our time frames. What do you guys want to see on the chart? So we have 4 charts. I'll select 2 of them. I'll put US 100 and I will watch Snap on the open or Intel. So Intel or Snap will be in there. Which charts do you guys want to see? Vote now. Chuck them in the charts. Type. And let me know what you want me to put on the screen. We're 9 minutes, T-minus 9 minutes till the market opens. Nothing to be concerned here about gold at this stage. 4 hours still holding strong, closed above. Long leg doji coming through here. 38 minutes till the next 4 hour. This is the right amount of sequence. I mean, you've got resistance being broken. It's tested the high. It's sold off. That probably makes some sense. Let's go down to the smaller time frames. 1 hour. Okay. Let's go 15 minutes. Bullish hammer coming through here. And most of this looks pretty okay. Nothing wrong with it. Looks bullish for now. 4 hours where I'm sitting though. I'm on this time frame, watching the 4 hour 20 like a hawk. Gold and Ethereum. DEO. German 30. Okay. Intel. Let's have a look at Intel. Daily 60-15. Hmm. 60-15. Down 3.87. What do I think? Oh, 60-15 is right around the weekly 20. Usually a pretty good zone. God, it's such a... We knew it would be a disappointing earnings. It always is. Intel sucks like that. It always is like Cisco. Nasty Cisco. Dr. Horton, you there? Dr. Horton, are you out there? You know what I'm talking about with Cisco. Nasty earnings Cisco. Check this out. It's like so bad when it has the earnings. Look at the earnings. Oh my God. It always gets like a resistance and just gets belted through into the earnings. Let's have a look at Snap as well quickly here. Snap coming in with a 7.29% pre-market gain. That's not bad. So sold off into the announcement, and then now all of a sudden it's feeling glorious. 61. So that will bode well for things like maybe Twitter, things like Pinterest, those type of stocks should do okay. Resistance is around 64 for the break, and that would actually be a inverse head and shoulders as well if it did break through this 64. So we could be looking at quite a lot of strength coming back into Snap. Okay, let's see what the community voted on. We have SPY, Tesla, NEO, Google. Lots all over the place. NEO and Tesla seem to be the strongest too. Let's set up the 4 screen. Okay, we'll get the US 100 up. We'll set our levels for the day. Go down to a 15-minute chart to get that. So it looks like we're going to open at 13,790. We've got Bitcoin just under 59,000 now, finding some... Oop, what did I do? Finding some weakness into the market open. I don't know what I'm doing here. Okay. We've got Tesla here, 719. We wanted above, or 718.60. We wanted above 720, ideally pretty fast. And NEO, really strong. That proves our technical was glorious. Look how good NEO's been. So we had the closure. We had the strong day. We had a good day yesterday, even though Tesla didn't. And now we're pre-market 40.14. So that really lines up with everything we've been talking about. Now we go towards the 46, then we go to the 50, then we go to the 55, ideally for NEO. So we might watch this, bring this up here. Not bad. Check that out in the 5-minute chart. Very interesting for NEO. And then the other one was, we had Tesla, NEO, and I will put up here Snap. I want to watch Snap in the first 5 minutes. Okay. Let's go around to the pre-market screeners. Let's see what's going on here. We've got Mara 6.63% down. We've got Riot Blockchain 6.52% down. Palantir, all the rest. GameStop also down in the market. What is green? So Media, Ocugen, Sundial, somehow green. Tilray also slightly green. And we move over here to the real stocks, the quality ones. Quality. 7.21%. West Farm. Skyworks Solutions 4.41. We've got Biotech 2.86. Spotify 2.2%. Baidu 1.3%. SEA, etc. CrowdStrike also still holding very strong. It's been a good stock recently. Kimberly-Clark, American Express, Coinbase, of course, leading the charge on the down. And Square is in the top 10 on the downside as well. I expect Square to probably find some buying pressure, even with the whole Bitcoin falling thing. I don't think that's that big a deal. Tesla barely down now in the market. So things are looking pretty good. We've got 4 minutes to go. Let's read some of the chat here. Michael Davis says Doge needs to die hard for the sake of the rest of the market. Yeah, Doge was a plague on the market. I know people think it's all good, all green, all good, but with Doge being so strong, it was very detrimental to the crypto market. In fact, I blame it for this current crash or current correction. The reason why it's bad is because if you make a joke of the market with Doge, it seems funny, but it stops funds investing in it. It stops it from being as cool as it was. I know it seems cool, but I believe it's less cool. I believe it's less cool because of that. Let's watch Doge crash even more. We'll check Snap first and then we'll go from there. J-Rock coming in with the AMC, GME, Gorillas. Any earnings out today? There are some earnings. These are the ones. Got American Express. That's why it's down. You got Honeywell, Gentex. These are some of the big ones. Next week's where it gets interesting. The next 2 weeks are going to be fire. Oh, I'm excited for Monday. I'm telling you what. Monday is going to be absolutely fire coming into the market. Very excited for it. And I think the market might want to buy into that. Let's see what happens here today. So let's go with the US 100. Let's set it up. We've got 2 minutes to go. Looks like there's some weird 13,803 resistance here on the 5-minute charts that needs to be cleared. It's actually been consolidating quite a lot throughout the session on the NAS. So you can see where the NAS has been. There's the pre-market for Snap. So it's $62 right now, up 8.68%, 8.6%. So the NAS looks to be trying to break the 13,803. It's consolidated higher after crashing a little bit through the last session, or at least falling through. We've got NEO getting in strong here at 40.23, and we've got Tesla coming back up to the 720. 720 start would be perfect for Tesla. Let's see if we can get there. Johnny Knoxville. Oh, guys, we have to give some claps to Johnny in the crowd. Oh, and I've also got some other ones. Eka Aurora, Singapore $2. TA on DQ, please. Took it, unsure where to stop. We'll check that out after the market open. And Johnny Knoxville, give claps to Johnny, $20. Payday time to tip the bartender. Thank you so much, man. Looking forward to visiting Australia, Tom, and grabbing a pint of Bonhead Brewing. Keep up the good work, mate. BTC to the moon. Good work, Johnny. Thank you so much. Claps in the crowd for you. You got the nice yellow there. So your market's probably opening around now. I'll play the bell for you. Here you go, guys. Congratulations, you made it through the week to Friday. We've got the Nasdaq bell for you to symbolize our Nasdaq bullish intentions for the day. Let's see if it comes through. BTC continuing to weaken. It's going to be a wild, turbulent weekend. Hopefully we hold all the levels and we can close. Even today would be a great close above 50. Maybe we go to 47.5. Unfortunately, if we close under 50, you're starting to think, okay, let's move back to the 45,000 and the 43,000. Here we go. We're open. We're off and running. Tesla pretty much instantly 720 plus. Let's see how it goes. 720.68. NEO coming in $40.03. Doge 22 cents. Some people are saying. Snap 61.50. Here goes the US 100. It's having a go at getting through the 13.8. Scroll down here. AMC barely opens above 10, but it does open above 10. GME holding the 150 strong. CrowdStrike 1.3%. Square only down 0.35%. Thank God. Good work, Square. TDoc, bleh, terrible, crapper. TDoc needs earnings so bad, and when earnings come out, it's going to be fireworks. It'll be either 20% up, 20% down. It's going to be a big wild day. Airbnb 173, 1.75%, and Snow. So all the hyper stonks seem to be relatively flat. Let's go around the market. Click on the percentage change. We'll bring this across for you. Percentage change here. We have the wrong levels. There we go. So BioNTech, Spotify 2.9. Wow. Excuse me. Airbnb up 2% now. CrowdStrike, SEA. So quite a lot of green there. And the red side, really, American Express earnings must be kind of bad. They must have missed something. Honeywell also missed. And Coinbase is down just based on all the coins getting hit up. So there we go. There's the movements for the day so far. Check out Mara. So Media, Mara down 6 and Riot Blockchain down 6. So it's been a very poor couple of weeks holding those ones. There goes the NAS. You can see the nasty algos getting into it. As soon as it cracks that 13,803, scalp came through for the next 20 points. It's a very decent little resistance here with the series of higher lows coming in. So I'm sure there was some nasty scalper sitting around for that one. Where's the next level that it goes to? Is it 13,875 really? 13,804? 13,804 probably. Somewhere around that 200. So yep, nice start to the day, everybody. US 100 is the strongest. I think, what's Twitter doing? Let me look at Twitter. Twitter coming along for the crowd, and then also Pinterest should come through as well. Where's Pinterest? There it is, pins. Yeah, pins coming too. So as expected, the Snap result is pushing a few tech stocks. Come on, gold, give me 1800, 1788. 1800 won't be resistance. You know, if it hits a new high, it'll keep going through. It'll be quite strong indeed. Neo finding weakness. Same with Tesla. Oh, a nasty looking candle looking there because it's a 5-minute chart. The rest of the Pinterest and the Twitter are holding because of those earnings. What's Facebook doing? Facebook also barely up off the news from Snap. So that Snap news is rolling through. It looks like the social medias, which is causing the Nasdaq to spike. It's completely expected. The market is running in anticipation of that result. And yeah, things are looking good. Things are looking all right. A few people saying, let's go silver. Silver and gold both looking very strong in the markets. The weakest markets right now are clearly the crypto markets. Even this Biden tax, a lot of people are talking about it. It won't get passed in its current form, but there is a tax coming to America, and it still could be part of the catalyst for May, so we'll have to play it out. Look, guys, what I'll probably do is I think I'll probably leave you there with it today. I know it's Friday and we should be celebrating, but I want to be ready for you for Monday and the weekend video. So Monday, next week, we will be going all out. It is a earnings palooza. Earnings palooza specials. I'm going to be coming at you with some seriously fire content. So if you want to share the stream to everyone, you want to subscribe, hit the like button, support the stream, support the community, get in there on the Discord. Come on in, guys. Trickle in to the Discord community. I'd love to have you here. But yeah, it's Friday. I'm kind of dead this week, and I'd love to come back next week feeling refreshed. Crypto traders for the weekend. If you have diamond hands and you have diamond hands, watch Ethereum price very closely. Ethereum is the market leader right now. It's showing the real strength of the crypto market. If this thing starts to falter and fail, then you've got problems. BTC's worst case at this stage should be around 45, 43. And then there should be a lot of buying pressure through those zones. I think the market could have a decent day in it here on Friday. Anticipation of earnings with that Snap earning being okay, things should be all right. The market sees through the Biden tax for now. HE says, nice one, Tom. Great stream, sir. Thank you very much. I wish we could keep going, but I just can't do it. I just can't do it. So we'll see you Monday. We'll see you on the weekend with another video. And of course, as always, make as much money as humanly possible, guys, but do it in a safe way. Risk management is key. Whenever you talk to big risk managers, that's what they're going to say. It's boring, but it's true. Look at that Tesla. Harry, 723 right now. Come on. 5-minute hammer. 5-minute hammer, Harry.